opportunity, Plascon launched the 2014 Colour Design Awards to demonstrate how creative thinkers have the ability to make a positive impact on the built environment. This year's theme was Uplift, and Plascon Colour Manager Anne Roselt joins us this morning to give us some insight into the awards. And very nice to sit down with you once again.
Thank you.
And I think what an exciting initiative, talking about colour and what it can do for our environments around it. But first, talk to me about the actual Colour Design Awards. What is it all about?
Okay. Well, it's an annual competition that we run for members of the interior design and architectural fields. We have two categories, one for students and one for professionals. And for this year, the theme was Uplift. And what they had to do was identify any public space and show how colour and design could not only make that space look more beautiful, but also uplift the lives of the people using that space or living around that space. So that was what it was all about.
Yeah, and we all know what role colour can play in our lives in terms of just lifting our moods a little bit. Exactly. Let's take a step back, taking it back to maybe the beginning perhaps. Why is it important for Plascon to run a competition like this in the first place?
Well, where I got the idea was many years ago, I saw Bette Midler did a thing in New York where she took an area where there was a lot of crime and she made it beautiful with gardens and painted the walls and everything, and the crime dropped something. It was incredible, like 90% or something. So I just thought, you know, it's so true. If you live in a beautiful environment, you're more likely to keep it beautiful, and so that's why I wanted to encourage that, especially with young students, to think about colour and design, and not only about making spaces beautiful, but public spaces, you know, places, not only new things, but current places that you see every day, and making them more beautiful. And I was blown away by the entries of our students. I'm so proud of the South African students because they're not only so talented, but they also have a strong social conscience, which is great. And I'm so grateful that we have a platform to showcase the talent we have in this country in terms of design.
You were talking about the students. What do you think a competition like this actually means to young up-and-coming design students?
Well, it's a way for them to get their names out there. It's a great way to have a CV. We feature the winners in the Plascon Spaces magazine. We also showcase them at 100% design. So they're getting well known. The winner is going to 100% design in London. So she's ecstatic, obviously, about that. So she gets to go to those shows overseas. It's just a great way for us to encourage design and colour in South Africa.
Yeah. And as exciting as this whole competition is, I'm sure it was really difficult to finally select the winner.
It was so difficult, and I must admit there were a few hargy-bargies going on with the judging panel, but we had a great judging panel. Dion Chang, Andrew Mankies from VC Magazine. So it was a great panel, and in the end it went to the ones that were most creative and that would make the most difference to the lives of the people using that space.
And I see you've got some examples in the Spaces magazine
great examples, one of my favorites is the highway one. I mean, anybody who sits in traffic knows how awful that is. But I love Rui Calder's entry where she did the M1 highway. She's stuck in traffic every morning going to university, and she said, imagine if the beams were painted in rainbow colours. So I love that entry. We had school makeovers. We had just some incredible entries.
Wow, and that's very, very exciting. What a great initiative. Thank you so much for giving us a bit of an insight into the awards this morning. Now, the 2014 Colour Design Awards, really a great initiative to show that urban spaces can be positively transformed through the use of design and colour, and how this makes a real difference in the daily lives of the people who use that space.
Plascon Cashmere, the stylish plush matte paint that lasts even with repeated washing, now with a 15-year quality guarantee. Plascon, paint with imagination.